lot of how we work and just sort of how we are. Like, even I reflect on my childhood and adolescence. I grew up in the Bay Area, and a key part of deaf culture was storytelling. And so my school would have events, the community would host events where you would have really renowned storytellers come in and put on shows. And as a very young kid, I would go to events like these. My own grandfather actually is known as one of these renowned storytellers in the deaf community. And as a kid, especially, that was just a captivating experience to get to watch a story told live and to have access to that art. I mean, sign languages are visual. And because our language doesn't have a written form, it has to remain visual. And the only way to do that is to capture it on film. But when I think back on all those events that I went to, I think now about one of the coolest challenges before us is how to document visually told stories and how to make them available still in a visual format so that you're getting a direct language model. That in and of itself is really powerful. And research shows that young deaf children absolutely need rich language environments, rich ASL exposure. The more they see, the greater their language foundation is to then later develop fluency in any language and develop their literacy. So these really are fundamental building blocks that we're creating. And our Storybook app was also designed on these same principles. So one of the modes that the storybooks are available in is watch mode. So that's where you just watch the story getting told. You've got great animation behind the live action narrator. So you see all of this art in the background. All of that's done by deaf artists, by the way. And then we also have a mode called read mode, which is structured more like a traditional storybook. You actually turn the pages on your tablet. So you see the ASL in the video, and then you also see the English at the bottom of the screen. I'm just thinking through the other projects that we're working on and the ones that are coming up and the ones that we've recently completed, and just thinking about what to mention. I guess overall, a common thread is that we always are working to amplify stories told in ASL. And then we also try to make sure that we're really focusing on different parts of the language. We have a construction called classifiers. The way that we use our facial expression for punctuation is really important. So we emphasize those. And we also recognize that parents who have deaf children are also a part of our audience. And we want to make these apps sort of a learning tool for them too. So we want to make the experience enjoyable for all ages. And yeah, I agree with that line of thinking. Like, how do we remember things so well? And part of it is through stories. We really remember stories. That's what sticks. And that's true whether you're a kid or an adult. And so how do we bring those experiences to young children?